Greetings. So I take these walks every day with our dog. We just got back and I was going to record this on the walk, but then I realized we were at the end of the walk. So the first, I'll call this the walk and talk series. But the first series, I'm not going to be walking. I'm just going to be sitting here. I basically think about stuff every day on the walk. I'm like, I should record these and maybe someone will identify with them. So the thing I was thinking of today was that, I'm a piano teacher primarily. I teach kids mostly. I teach a lot of adults too, even adults. I teach people piano. I find like right off the bat, there's like this, so I'm thinking about parents mostly, but there's this kind of, I feel like parents shut down like some of their children's creative juices before they even get going because they feel like piano is supposed to be something. So I guess what I'm getting at, or where this is coming from, is when I was a kid, my parents bought me a keyboard, a Yamaha keyboard, and it had like 100 sounds on it. It had the tiny keys, and I loved that keyboard. I had a piano teacher too, and she did not like that keyboard. It didn't have a pedal. It was on a kitchen table. The keys were too small, and I think she just had a hard time with it. And I think it's because she was a piano player. She's a pianist, but I didn't care. I was like, this thing's awesome. It makes all the sounds of all of the stuff I listened to. So I was listening, I was really into video game music as a kid, still am, pop music, and all the sounds that I'm hearing on that stuff are synthesized sounds, or electronic pianos or keyboards. And I never understood the constraint of like, God, it has to sound like a piano, or the action of the piano keys is very important. But now I understand that maybe it's because she was a piano player. I don't consider myself a pianist. Like I don't play concertos and stuff like that. I play keyboard instruments. Basically anything that has a keyboard attached to it. So that's why I'm really into synthesizers and all this other stuff. And sometimes I feel like that gets overlooked a little bit in instruction for kids because that's the music that's out there and they want to know how to play it. And even sometimes when I teach in these online lessons, I've been introduced to all of my students' electronic keyboards that they have at home. And I always ask them during the lessons to change the sound so we can practice something to a different sound, to see how the timbre of the sound changes how we play. And sometimes when I ask them to change the sound, I'll definitely hear a parent in the background, like, turn it back to piano. He wants, it's a piano lesson, turn it back. Stuff like that. Let your child or yourself explore that stuff, because that's like what we want to get to, right? You don't have to cap that creative instinct right off the bat, I usually just see what a student will do at the piano first, just to see how they act, and then we'll work on it. Another thing I've realized as a piano teacher is that not every student that you're teaching is super into piano lessons, So as a piano teacher or a music teacher, at that point, I usually try to make the lesson about getting them into music in general, like it doesn't have to be strictly piano. So that's why I usually have them change the sounds a little bit. So I'm like, check it out. It sounds like this if you do this. And sometimes that could be the spark. And they might not play piano, but you know what? If they're interested, that's the best part, Be creative. I guess that's what I was thinking about today on our walk that we didn't walk on. Next time.